Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we have some breaking news that a federal judge has just filed an injunction against Donald Trump and the Trump administration. Why? Well, let's figure that out in today's video. This article is by NBC News. The article is headlined, Federal Judge Issues Injunction on Birthright Citizenship, putting it further on hold. This article just came out today at 7:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by Daniela Silva and Daniel Barnes. And the article reads, a federal judge issued a nationwide hold on Wednesday, indefinitely blocking President Donald Trump's order to restrict birthright citizenship as the case makes its way through the courts, saying that, quote, U.S. citizenship is a right no less precious than life on liberty, close quote. Begin quote. The executive order conflicts with the plain language of the 14th Amendment, contradicts 125-year-old binding Supreme Court precedent, and runs counter to our nation's 250-year history of citizenship by birth, end quote. U.S. District Judge Deborah L. Boardman said during a hearing in Greenbelt, begin quote, no court in the country has ever endorsed the president's interpretation. This court will not be the first. The order was set to go into effect on February 19th. Wednesday's preliminary injunction is the second primary hold against Trump's executive order that is unconstitutional. My editorial edition. It follows a lawsuit filed 2 weeks ago by the Asylum Seeker Advocacy Project, the Immigrant Services Organization, CASA, and the Institute of Constitutional Advocacy and Protection at Georgetown Law on behalf of 5 pregnant women and ASAP and CASA's members. The Department of Justice did not immediately respond to a request for comment about the judge's order. Quote, citizenship is a most precious right expressly guaranteed by the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, end quote, Boardman said Tuesday. Trump's order, which he called, quote, protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship, end quote, attempts to limit birthright citizenship to people who have at least one parent who is a United States citizen or permanent resident. It states, that those born to parents who are in the country legally but temporarily will no longer be automatically guaranteed citizenship, including high-skill work visas and student visas. Quote, this administration believes that birthright citizenship is unconstitutional, and that is why President Trump signed the executive order, end quote. The White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said last week, quote, illegal immigrants who come to this country and have a child are not subject to the laws of this jurisdiction. That's the opinion of this administration, end quote. The plaintiffs in the case called the Injunction a victory. Quote, this is the level of fight that will be required for the next 4 years of the Trump administration, end quote. I mean, unless they enact, like one of his former aides are calling for them to enact the 25th Amendment on Trump before he does even more damage to the United States. George Escobar, Casa's chief of programs and services, said in a statement to NBC News on Wednesday that, quote, the pregnant woman who took this case up against President Trump and so many immigrants across the country can breathe easier knowing that their precious children are citizens and afforded the full rights that come with that, end quote. Quote, today the court made the right decision to temporarily block the Birthright Citizenship executive order. The executive order has created chaos for so many families, including ASAP members who are scared their children will not be able to live a life free of fear in the only country they will have ever known, end quote. Sapna Reddy, who is ASAP's co-executive director, in a statement said, believe me, this is not okay at all, and where was Chief Justice of the Supreme Court John Roberts at when on Donald Trump's inauguration? He should have stepped in and said, nope, Donald Trump, because of you doing this and because of you being an insurrectionist, you are not allowed to become president. Trinidad, who is a pregnant Islam seeker, and plaintiff in the lawsuit, said in the statement that, quote, all I have wanted to focus on my baby, is to focus on my baby being born healthy and safe, but instead, even though my baby will be born in the U.S., I have been worried that they will be denied a right that is guaranteed under the Constitution, the right to be a U.S. citizen. Ahead of the judge's decision, multiple pregnant women who would be affected by the executive order spoke to NBC News about what was supposed to be a time of excitement for their growing families has instead been shadowed by a deep fear that they could be torn apart or that their babies will lack the rights, of a U.S. citizen despite being born here. Procedurally, the Justice Department can now appeal Wednesday's preliminary injunction to the U.S. Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. I highly doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that the U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals will agree on to throw this injunction out. So, because of it being unconstitutional, I don't even see why they're even bothering with it, of sending it to the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. Honestly, I really don't. But, as the U.S. Constitution says, to each their own right. The Justice Department lawyer who argued the case did not say if the department plans to file such an appeal. About 24 states have also filed lawsuits against the Trump administration contesting the order, which experts say violates the 14th Amendment. The amendment reads that, quote, all persons born or naturalized in the U.S. or United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. A federal judge in Seattle issued a temporary restraining order for 14 days on January 23rd. That case and others around the country will continue regardless of Wednesday's order. In that case, Trump's Justice Department lawyers told the judge that the order was an integral part, quote, of the president's efforts to, quote, address this nation's broken immigration system and the ongoing crisis at the southern border. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and please help me reach my goal for the channel of 90 subscribers. We are currently at 77 subscribers. Last but not least, if you guys have not considered to please like, comment, share, and subscribe. As well as share out the video. It'll help me out a huge heck of a lot. Last but not least, I will have all my social media links if you have not followed me on there to be notified more of when I post a brand new video. Please go follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Snapchat. There is where you guys can get notified when I've posted a brand new video. Thank you, everyone. That is going to conclude it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.